Hello.
Oh, sorry. I was double muted. Sorry about
Mhm.
that.
Yeah. What's up?
Uh, no, no, no. I just wanted to come on and say, one, we are like almost twins. I am an ENTP most of the time, but I also wanted to take a moment just to shit on Myers-Briggs for a second. You know,
Sure.
it's business astrology, right?
Yes, I know. Yeah. It is
Okay.
business astrology. Yeah, I know.
I figured most people know, but like I've taken it. They say like you can get different results like if you eat beforehand and if you don't. So like when I
Really?
take it, I get yeah, yeah, yeah. I get like ENTP/ENTJ. Like
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's all. It's not to pull a loner box community and like come in like for 2 minutes and then just be like bye. But I got
Oh,
nothing else to talk about.
no, 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 no. I totally appreciate that, okay? I always appreciate call-ins, all right? So, yeah.
Oh, I guess we can talk, or I guess we can talk about. I guess now that I'm subscribed and everything, I
Mhm.
keep getting like all obviously like videos in the algorithm and stuff like that. Holy shit, the bot comments for all the Asmongold videos are they're nuts. Like I was
Uh,
like I there's only I mean there's only like like 5 or 6 comments. They all have
mhm.
like their names with like 8 different numbers and like weird configurations and shit like that. It's
Yeah.
so it's it's
Okay, do
rough.
you wait, do you genuinely think that they are bots, or do you think that they are users but with numbers at the end or something? What do you think?
Either they
Mhm.
have like they're on like their 8th account because they just
Mhm.
keep getting banned, or they are bots. It is I'm not like a big dead internet theory person,
Mhm.
but I do think that there has been just at like I think the bots are getting easier and easier to like look like normal comments in the same way that, AI is getting better and better at mimicking like I mean, if you like even if you interact with Grok and tell it to
Mhm.
like speak to you in a certain style, it is almost like convincing. You're like, "Oh god."
Yeah.
So
Right.
I wouldn't put too much. But then again, as a Asman refugee, and if you have any questions about that, I'd be happy to answer.
Yeah, sure.
Um,
I guess one thought that I've always come across is I think that if I was like a Kremlin government agent or something, right? Like I would always target Asmongold as a means to spread like misinformation, right? Like if I could
yep.
program a bunch of bots in order to like go into Asmongold's chat in order to like spread some narrative around, I think I could really easily do that, and he would just be instantly convinced by like a
What
purveying narrative or something. What do you think is the possibility that his audience is like a lot of it is like bots, like Kremlin bots, basically?
I don't no, I think his audience genuinely grew. As someone
Mm-hmm.
who okay, like to defend my genuine enjoyment of his like earlier content, I think I
Mm-hmm.
left a comment on a video where it was like his transition from like I just want like bigger titties in video games to
Yeah.
like full like mask off, fully throated like but it's not even because it's like in one thing he'll be like, "Oh God, I'm not for political violence," and then he'll like be like, "Oh, Anthony Padilla, why did you break the rules? Like, I've never heard of civil disobedience, and I don't know what I like." It's like, so you wouldn't be okay with like sit-ins or like Rosa Parks or like you'd be cheering as like Rosa Parks was arrested because she's not supposed to sit in the front of the bus. I don't know, but his
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
turnaround was so it was so rapid. Like, you can even go like, if you go I mean, he releases 80 billion. I don't do this to yourself, but you
Mm-hmm.
can go through his channel history, and you'll see it's like, "Oh, gaming, World of Warcraft, this, that, and other." And
Yeah.
then it's like, the political videos start, like, maybe 1 a day, and then within, like, a month, was just every video. And at first it was like, let's all kind of like laugh at Trump because he's so silly. And by
Mm-hmm.
the time he won the election, it was just like I was like, I gotta get out of here. And it's not even I can watch people like I can admit like Sam Hyde is like really funny, even though
Mm-hmm.
he's an actual white nationalist. I can watch some of his like old comedy. I'm like, oh, that's really funny. And then you see some sketches that you're like, ooh. I think Destiny pointed this out, where it's like you watch one sketch like knowing what you know now, and you're like, oh shit, like
Hmm.
that wasn't just a funny edgy joke. He was like genuinely making some really fucked up. He actually believes this. So
Yeah, covering Asmongold is actually kind of tough. The reason is because number one, when I'm commentating on his stuff, there's not much I can actually talk about because his commentary is so basic. And the second part is after you post the video, you're gonna get like a huge flood of hate, like on every video,
yeah.
basically. And I'm not gonna lie, obviously, it gets overwhelming at times. Um, and especially when Asmongold found out who I was and then also made a video on me, I think that was also like really crazy. That was a wild internet experience to go through.
I didn't know he did
Um,
that.
yeah, so he made like a it's like when I returned from the hiatus, one of the first targets I went after was Asmongold. Obviously, I didn't really expect anyone to pay attention to me because I'm so small. But then Revsi's Desu made a video on me because he thought it would be easy farming. And then Asmongold reacted to Revsi's Desu's video on me, and then that eventually led to like a video that hit more than 1 million views. So like that was crazy. Um, but like
He does
it
boost. He does boost like really tiny sycophant. I mean, similar to Hassan, where it's
mhm,
like with like Pat Empanada and stuff like that. Like he does like to signal boost like dick riders. That was another thing. I was like, oh great, another really boring like, and it's like Rev's videos. They look like they came out of like 2015. It's
mhm,
like I'm expecting like the Counter Strike fucking
yeah.
what is that, the
The
surfing
counter
clips. It's
right,
talking.
the
Yeah,
CS:GO gameplay or some
yeah,
shit,
yeah,
or
yeah.
Subway Surfers in the background while
What
talking to someone, yeah.
fuck is this? But, yeah,
Yeah.
he's tough to nail down because
Mhm.
he's tricky because, going way back, sorry, ADHD, to when you were saying, like,
You're
is
fine.
it bots or is it not? It's
Yeah.
really tough, because I think there are a lot of genuine boomers who are in his audience now, like
Boomers,
genuinely.
like,
I think yeah,
oh,
not like, maybe like Gen Xers. We can probably say like older Gen
right.
Xers. I think they
Close enough, yeah.
literally some of them have even joined Twitch because it is like if you look in his comment section, it is the most like 2000 like
Boomer
Obama era.
comments,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
Facebook
like it's like it's
fucking
like
like
it's like
comments.
I yeah, it's always like it's always something along the lines of I only watch Asmongold to get my news now because he tells the truth, unlike backstabbing Hillary Clinton and her email server, right, or something like that. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah. And it's tough because like I feel like
yeah.
his community maybe like even a year ago was
Mhm.
pretty good. It was almost similar to where either like Loner Bucks's community. I mean, now nowhere near as good, but it was like he would like pull up chatters. Sometimes it would be like as a meme, and
Mhm.
he'd be just like shitting on them. But a lot of times he would sit there and talk to him for like 10 to 15 minutes and be like, "Oh, okay, that's what you meant. All right." And
Right.
then just like the clip you played yesterday, where he was, or a couple days ago, where he was like, "Oh, I don't like it when people are mean to me in chat and whatever." Like half back in the
That was a
day, shitting
crazy statement. That was an
yeah, back in
actually
the day,
crazy
shitting on
statement,
him was
yeah.
half the stream, like, because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like you're a filthy little gremlin who's a multimillionaire, and
Mhm.
the paradox of that is really entertaining, so it was
Yeah,
fun to, like, shit on him, and it was like,
yeah.
and he could, like, push it back, and that's why I liked a lot of his earlier content, but
Yeah.
it's fucking rough.
And there's like really nothing wrong with that. But the thing is that have you noticed that he's been getting triggered a lot more recently? Like
Yeah.
like I'm not sure whether or not I'm tripping because I remember watching old Asmongold content and it's always like, oh, okay, it's mount contest time. All right, does anybody have X mount or Y mount? Huh, you don't have X mount or Y mount? Yeah, get him out. But now it's like now he just gets triggered at the slightest amount of pushback. It's crazy. Um,
This is
he
extremely parasocial, but
yeah, he just
I
freaks
think
out.
that
Yeah, go ahead. Mhm.
I think that I don't know what it is because I don't know him or his life.
Right.
I think something's gone down. I think like from his whole like Palestine outburst
Mhm.
and I thought he was kind of gonna be on because if you look
Better.
at his apology video for that,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It seemed
Yeah,
genuine,
unlike
didn't it? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and when he mentioned like a lot of his Muslim fans reaching out and the man like is emotionally dead. We can all see that, right? Right, except for when he
Yeah.
crashes out. But like
Yeah.
when he mentions his Muslim fans reaching out to him, you can literally see him like getting emotional. That's the only time in my years of watching him I'd ever seen him get emotional. I was like, oh shit, maybe he's had like a moment of clarity here, and
Right.
we're gonna get back on track. But no, we just kept on sliding down.
Do you do you think he actually believes in this stuff that he is saying? How long have you watched Asmongold?
Yes. Um Probably since, like, 2021?
2021?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
4 years,
around
3 years-ish, yeah.
yeah, I was playing WoW
Mhm.
Classic, and so the algorithm started feeding me Asmongold, and like I said, it was generally genuinely entertaining for a while.
Right.
Um, but, yeah, no, I think something either, you know, with his family or some shit is happening that hasn't brain broken. But to answer your question, yeah, I think he believes it because I genuinely think he believes he has the common sense opinion, but he won't ever allow someone to like tell him why it's not common sense. And I do think if someone is personal, but like you said, he's surrounded by like your tech tones and
Mhm.
people who are never gonna like you know walk him through something.
Yeah,
Unlike Hassan,
yeah, my
said,
problem, I guess, with him is that he seems to have cultivated an orbit of people. Like, I wouldn't say it's an orbit. I'm sure that they talk in private. Like, it isn't like they can jump onto Asmongold stream anytime they want, right? But like,
yeah,
I would say that he cultivated a circle of people who don't really have like the right
ecosystem.
methodology in terms of analysis that eventually ends up like being kind of like a reinforcing echo chamber, right? Where he repeats an idea back, they repeat an idea back, they add their own analysis, and then he reacts to their video and says true, and then his circle then reacts to that video and then goes like, oh my god, yeah, he's true. So then it keeps on amplifying it louder and louder until it reaches like mainstream, right? So it's like that's kind of what it feels like, right? Yeah.
There was a I was talking to Loner Box and Sev like
Mm-hmm.
after string, and
Yep.
I have this theory. Um, that one of the reason that we're seeing a lot of like dog shit political takes like your Hassans and your Asmans is I think
Mm-hmm.
life for most people is getting so complicated. Like the
Mm-hmm.
issues that you even face in everyday life, like is your job going to get automated by an AI? You're swimming in debt, whatever. I think that and I think psychology lines up on this. I won't like get into all the because Lord knows my ADHD will send me down the garden path. But like
Right.
I think psychology lines up with this is that the more complicated your stressors in your life, the more of a reduced like worldview, like a more simplified worldview you like to adopt just to be able to make it from day to day. So when you have someone like Hassan who's just like, you know, all Israelis are Zionists and all Zionists are
Mm-hmm.
genocidists, or if you're like Asman, where it's like, oh no, you know, normally I wouldn't like the Marines like curb stomping protesters, but they're standing in the
Mm-hmm.
road. Like people are like, yeah, 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 oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I totally like I agree with it because there's no one, it's like you're part of a social group, you're part of an in group, there's that part. Then the other part is I think like people want to be politically engaged, but
Mm-hmm.
really looking at shit and really for me learning about the Middle East, it is
Mm-hmm.
such a shit show. Even I'm like, oh my God, just I want to pick a side. Like I was like,
Yeah.
I just it's like
Yeah.
you just go through all of the twists and turns and you're like, I get why people have just want to like cheerlead for one side because this is a nightmare. So
Yeah.
I really think I'm more of like like I'm a liberal, but like
Mm-hmm.
I'm as like close to a class reductionist as you can get with a liberal because I think economic pressures push people into being hyper tribal like monsters. So it's like
Right.
the more financial pressure, the more like financial
Mm-hmm.
struggling people have, or the more tribal they become.
Yeah,
So that's
I don't even yeah, I don't even necessarily disagree with that. I think that, a lot of I think that when someone is starving on the streets or they're like completely fucked over, they can totally be in a position where they're gonna take to the streets and like do something crazy, right? Obviously,
Yep.
in the United States, I don't think that is the case, right? Which is why I kind of laugh at a lot of like United States like lefties kind of making a big deal out of like, oh yeah, we gotta overthrow the bourgeoisie in the United States. Like that's not happening. All right. Like the best way you can do that is probably like an actual violent revolution is probably in other like third world countries, right? Where there's like despot dictatorships or some shit, right? But the thing
Hmm.
is that like yeah, I don't know. Like for me at the very least, I think that it's very appealing to paint a very simple narrative because to complicated problems because I think that the reception of data to of like complicated topics makes people worried and confused, right? Like if they ever see
Yep.
bombs in the Middle East, they will always go like, "Oh my God, this is so complicated. I just really need somebody
Yeah.
to yell at." And then when somebody like Asmongold comes by, he will just say something like, "Oh, yeah, well, you know what? I'm going to tell you exactly who the bad guys are. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on. I'm going to tell you exactly." But like the problem here is now that problems have gotten more complicated, so does the solution, right? You can't just
Agreed.
point
Yeah.
you just
100%.
can't point simply at, oh yeah, here is this particular bad guy we need to get. Well, to be fair, there is like very clear bad guys, but the thing is not everything can be just solved with I don't know, just oh, this is just common sense, guys. It's just common sense. You don't understand. It's just common sense. It can't. It just cannot, right? You have like centuries and
Well,
centuries of blood feuds and like and like fucking Romeo and Juliet level like fucking house like house rivalries, you know? But yeah.
so to push back even on like are there clear like bag? I mean, yeah, there probably are,
Mm,
but like even in regards to like Asma and Hassan, I don't think it's like black and white because I think
hmm.
like I don't want to get into a contest of who's like a greater evil, but
Oh
I
yeah.
know because
Hmm.
I think both are particularly like pernicious. But
Right, right.
um, if you see like one is like at least in my mind, and I could be totally wrong,
Hmm.
one is completely I think earnest, even though he's a Trump dick writer, but I
Hmm.
think Hassan is completely cynical, right? I like
Hmm.
there's no way. There's no way. Like I look at the shit he does versus like what he says, and to
Hmm.
Asmon's you can't say credit, but he is living a fucking troll like like literally he lives the
Yeah.
existence of what he preaches like
Do
and
you
back
okay,
when
would you be able to describe people as evil?
oh yeah. I believe
Would you
that
consider
malevolent
as would you
yeah.
consider Asmongold to be evil?
I, it's tough for me to like it's tough for me to say like someone like Asmongold is evil
Hmm.
because I to answer your question before not regards to Asmongold, yes, I believe
Hmm.
malevolence is like a force in the world, and I think some people are malevolent, malicious, evil. I don't know about the rules
Right.
about extreme swearing, but yeah, some see you next Tuesdays. But
Yeah.
um, when it comes to Asmon, I don't know if I could. I would I say that he's a damaging force in the political discord. Absolutely.
Hmm.
Would I say that he's evil? I've something in my gut says I can't say that. But
Okay.
I can say that it's one of those things where it's like if Hassan and Asman are our two biggest political commentators, we're fucking done. We're cooked. Like
I
it's game over.
yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean, personally, I would probably say that there are two different kinds of evil. But that's just my own personal
Okay.
opinion. Obviously, everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Well, how
But
would you
yeah.
separate them?
Oh, yeah,
Like
sure.
in your mind, how would you separate
So I think people really compare Asmongold and Hassan to be similar people. I don't think they are. I think that they're both different
representative?
kinds. There are two.
Yeah.
They are both political commentators, but they are two different kinds of evil in that sense. I think that when it comes to Asmongold, his gross negligence contributes to evil. But he's not. He in his mind, he is like the hero, right? In a way. I think that there's a lot of like villains out there in stories where they think that they are heroes, they think that they are doing something good, but in actuality, they are truly the supervillain, right? So this is why I don't think, intentionality should be the sole driving factor of whether you should, be determining whether or not somebody is evil, right? I think that when it comes to
Yeah.
Hassan, though, I think the intention is actually there. He's not literally thinking to himself, yeah, I want to be evil. No, he thinks he is the good guy. However, I think on some level he is very much aware that he is grifting. I think like at
Yeah.
some point
He has.
it kind of definitely feels as though like he is very well aware of that. However, when it comes to Asmongold, I don't think he thinks of himself as a grifter, but I cannot deny that he is spreading evil. Like I feel like yeah, I feel like in every sense of the word, he is definitely spreading evil for sure. But yeah, that's
So
just kind of my
to
thoughts on it.
kind of adopt your framing, but kind of like turn it on its
Hmm.
ear just a little bit.
Yeah.
Instead of different types of evil,
Hmm.
because I think I have a problem attributing that to people, like
Sure.
unless it's like you know Hitlerian, Stalin, like Maoist like level.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
maybe that's my hang up, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like
Hmm.
uh, uh, I would say Asmon is like, if I'm gonna say evil,
Hmm.
Asmon is like the banality of, oh no, they were blocking the street, so of course they got rounded up. So it's like a just following orders kind of evil. It's more of like the banality of evil, whereas I
Hmm.
think Hassan is subversive, right? So he
Yeah.
knows he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's undermining. So I think it is more of a passive versus an active. If you're going to use an evil descriptor, which so I mean, I think you're onto something for sure. Like
my evil descriptor doesn't really begin and end with labeling them as evil. I think that
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah,
is
yeah, I know. You're
it's the
nuanced.
beginning
You're
of
nuanced.
analysis, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I got you.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, shit, my golly, I swear it's just
Did you
like,
just
and I
say
refuse to be.
golly?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Sorry, I also yeah, I gotta. Okay, so lore was when I was in college, I tutored, so I
Hmm.
still have like I have like that hard like swear, but then I'll also like have wholesome swears as well.
Hmm. Yeah.
So like, but now that I haven't tutored in 10 years, I'll be like, oh fuck, goddamn, golly gosh, like
Golly
it's just
gosh.
yeah,
What?
just be
Okay.
like just
Oh my
it's like
God, dude. Yeah.
is it when I'm around my nieces and nephews, it goes, it's so weird how that wall never goes away. I know how
Hmm.
to swear in like 5-year-old to like to 10-year-old terms in every way.
Right.
Um,
Wait, you
I
said
had one.
you talk with Lonerbox. Are you like an orbiter of his or what?
No, 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 no. This was literally just in his Discord. It was just like after stream waiting room, and he was like pretty passive. It was mainly Sev, Dev, and David that were on.
Sev as in SEV, right? Sev.
Yes, yeah. There's
Okay.
Sev and then
Hmm.
there's Dev, and they're in their
Dev.
Discord like
Okay.
a lot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're
Okay.
both cool. They're both nice to talk to.
Okay.
But it's a chill Discord. But the second Israel Palestine comes up, Jesus Christ, it's just like it's just like a race war starts. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, I can totally see that. Yeah.
All
Lonerbox
right,
is
that's
chill. Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. But that's pretty much that's all I got. Unless you got any more like like Asmon questions or anything for me,
No,
or
this
any questions.
no, no, this was a nice conversation. I really appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much.
Well, yeah, no worries.
Hmm.
I told you a couple yesterday or a couple days work's bleeding into stuff, but making
Yeah.
time blur. But I told you that I would pop in, so I figured I'd pop in
Yeah, of course. I really appreciate that. Okay. Have a good day.
anytime. Coolio.
Yeah.
Thanks for
All
listening to
right.
the app chat. Thanks for
Mhm.
listening to the app food. All
They
right,
like you.
bye.
All right. Bye. Cool. That was very nice. I like that. That was a short, nifty conversation. Didn't stay too long. All right. That was very nice. Um. Yeah. That apparently he's a hot Korean girl. Okay. Like I'm disappointed by how are so few smart conservatives like Mentis Wave and a few others there are. Well, yeah, because if you're a smart conservative, you would have already been anti-Trump, right? Because there are smart conservatives, they're just anti-Trump. They're just not conservatives. They're just anti-Trump. Okay, so you're just left with the dumb ones, right? That's it. Like, fuck. I think that no one considers themselves as evil aside from psychopaths, not even the worst people in history. They always see themselves as the good ones. Um, uh, yeah, pretty much nobody thinks of themselves as actually evil. Nobody. Stalin, Hitler, even they didn't think of themselves as evil. They didn't. They really did not. Um, like if you ever listen to any one of Hitler's narratives about himself, he's always like the great hero that's coming to liberate Europe from the Jewish menace or something. So, yeah. Fuck. Just forget about the nonfiction, right? Even if you just take a look at Borderlands 2, right? Borderlands 2, Handsome Jack, right? Handsome Jack is one of the most iconic video game villains of all time. And he is in almost every sense of the way like just a smarter version of Donald Trump, right? Like he is literally just going like, yeah, I'm gonna liberate this desert land from its barbarian horde. And he is like very charismatic. All right, he is a huge capitalist, right? Yeah, like Handsome Jack fits that description. Fuck. But unlike Donald Trump, he's actually handsome. So I mean, people make that joke, name a villain, and it is that was actually the good guy. Guess who gets picked the most? People probably say Hitler. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. Okay, people are probably gonna be contrarian and say Hitler. Yeah, that was fun. Golly gosh. Okay, let's take a look at this. See, guys, we're getting more and more less schizo audience members. It's great. Okay, people who are a little bit more normal, a little less schizo. I told you that in private. Huh? What did you tell me in private? The fuck? I don't think I said anything that was supposed to be a secret. Where's the... Okay, I do... Speaking of loner box, I do want to take a look at this. No shots, we were just good at masking? Okay. Oh, also, guys, okay, if you want to support me, help me out in any kind of way, all right, reminder, okay, super chat, dono, membership, all right, get some people who are members in their chat. Or you can check out order.com/foodshops, okay, to check out my sponsor, all right? Listen, I may not be able to protect you from propaganda, but I am able to protect your personal information, okay? Sign for order.com/foodshops right now, okay? Anyway, yeah. You're still attracting schizos, you just got pushed my algorithm? All right, hello. 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 Is that what they say in Holland? Hello. Yeah. Okay, what the fuck is this? I'm just curious. I don't even know if I want to watch the full thing.
Lockstep. Lefty.
So, okay, when was the last time I talked to Dak Katie? Fuck me, dude. Let me see. You talked to Loner Box? Question mark, question mark. Oh, hey, Katie didn't block me on Discord. Fun, good stuff. All right. Dude, she pops out like a Diglett. Like that Katie just pops out like a Diglett. Like out of nowhere. She just disappears for like 2 years and then comes back every 2 years.
Radical, progressive. I mean, these words even now mean sort of different things than they did.
Hey, and they rightfully complain about it. Why the fuck do I need to like knock on the door of my Muslim neighbor and be like, oh, okay, we're going in, boys. We're smacking. Hey, what? Don't die though. It's fine. I just need one talon.
He's representative.
Okay.
Yes.
Like I said, I didn't know this was happening until just now, and we're just kind of winging it, bros. So here we are. Anyway, continue, please.
Just to clarify, guys. Okay, Katie, it's.
I mean, I might as well watch it from Wixen, no? Loner will hit 60 tomorrow. Can't wait. Oh, I didn't know that he was pushing 70 already. Yeah. Dude, Dak Katie is crazy, dude.